Doraemon uses the cloth to create a fruit basket. After shaking violently, it turns into a huge bundle. When they arrive at Ant's house, it becomes a fancy fruit basket, making Tamako look very impressive. She takes out many red bean buns to thank Doraemon. Nobita asks why they do not simply turn the cloth into red bean buns. Doraemon explains it can only create gifts for others. Nobita immediately puts down the buns and takes the cloth. He calls Shizuka and asks what she wants. After getting her answer, he quickly arrives at her house. He shouts for a giant brown bear doll. The huge size makes it crush Nobita onto the ground. Shizuka loves it and hugs it tightly, but she feels bad accepting such an expensive gift. Nobita says he wants her help in exchange. He then asks Shizuka to bring the cloth to his house. At the door, she shouts for a new game console, but on the way she sees a huge dog. She casually praises how strong it is. Doraemon complains Nobita is always clever with selfish ideas. Just then Shizuka's scream comes from outside. The cloth has become a huge pile, and it is moving wildly halfway there. The dog suddenly jumps out from inside. It chases Nobita while barking non-stop. Doraemon figures out Shizuka mentioned a dog on the way here, so Nobita becomes much more careful the second time. He writes the steps down on paper. Then he gives it to Sunio, who happens to pass by. He promises to reward him after it works. Sunio is suspicious but follows the instructions. The cloth instantly turns into something huge. When he opens it, he finds a new game console. He says he wants it and takes it away immediately. The note flies away with the wind and lands on a tree. Nobita waits a long time but hears no knock. When he checks outside, Sunio is nowhere to be found. Actually, he took the cloth to John. After learning it can create things, the giant bully steals it, but he only understands part of how it works. He thinks saying an object name will make it appear, but even after shouting himself hoarse, nothing happens. Angry, he throws the cloth out the window. It happens to land in front of John's mom. At that moment, John's mom asks him to deliver some packages, so the cloth is used to wrap the delivery items. On the way, John's mom passes a stationery shop. She praises a new set of colored pencils. This activates the cloth's power. She happily returns and tells John. The two review what happened earlier. John roughly figures out how the cloth works. He quickly goes downstairs and asks for a delivery job. Sunio tells them John took the cloth away. They immediately use takecopters to search for him, because it might create something strange. John hums while walking and is quickly found, but Doraemon thinks flying over directly could cause trouble, so they decide to sneak closer. But John moves too fast and arrives at Kamashiro's house. He loudly calls out Mr. Kamashiro's name. The two immediately panic. The cloth will create another Kamashiro. Doraemon plans to take it back before opening, but John holds onto it tightly, saying it contains his delivery goods. Doraemon cannot explain the situation clearly. Nobita has no choice but to help. He pulls the giant bully into the air, but John uses tree branches for support. Their struggle still causes the cloth to open. What appears as a thunder god because the name sounds like Kamashiro. It immediately gives the three of them a shock. Then it leaves with the cloth. Nobita and Doraemon search for a long time but find nothing. Unknowingly, it was picked up by Daisuke after work, along with the paper containing the instructions. So when he gets home, he creates a new game console. Nobita is extremely lucky this time.